Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Saturday, November 29th, 2025. I'm just waking up. It's about 6:30 a.m., maybe a couple minutes before 6:30 a.m. I'm sitting here in my bed in my hotel in Pisa, Italy, looking out the Leaning Tower from my window. Sun is just about to rise. You see the sun attempting to peek up over the horizon. It's already getting pretty bright, but you can see the little coloration and the hue over there across the top of the mountains. It's also very quiet down here. I would imagine in the next hour or two. Be very busy with tourists and people taking photos once again right now. Just a handful. Very quiet. Everybody out there setting up for the day. Setting up the souvenir stands. Getting ready for the crowds. See, the sun is now pretty much starting to rise and glistening off of the tower itself. The day begins. Amazing. Still can't get over this. Just caught the bells ringing. Holy cow, that was cool.
Welcome, everyone. Adam the Woo here. Looking out the window, the day has begun, crowds are starting to formulate, and I am going to catch a train to another destination here in Italy. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you?
Yeah, one last peek at my hotel room. You can see the tours have started, the one I did yesterday, where you go to the tippy top of the tower itself. It was so dang cool.
Not only seeing and climbing the tower yesterday, but also staying in the closest proximity that one could have to said tower. So iconic. So awesome. Take care, tower. Take care. Yes, my room was right there. Loved it. Love that hotel. Goodbye, Leaning Tower. This is a cool angle I didn't see yesterday. Taking a different route walking back to the train station. And as you're pulling away from these buildings, you can really see the lean here. Pretty dramatically. Just in front of the train station. I got a few minutes before my train departs and I need to buy a ticket. Gonna pop into the coffee bar here, get myself a little caffeine. But yeah, if you just turn around this way, pan around, there is the train station. So I get some coffee before popping in. All right, I grabbed a seat out here. Each of the tables here come with an ashtray. I'm a non-smoker, but if I need an ashtray, they have it. This is a cafe latte, not served in a coffee cup, but served like in a glass almost. There is a flower bed here that says Pisa. And kind of go around. It's a nice little fountain of sorts. And then there is the train station that I'm heading into. Had to go buy 2 separate tickets, one from here to Florence, and then Florence to Naples is where I'm going. Going to Naples. I could maybe buy them at the same time, but it's 2 different trains. That's what I meant to say. So Pisa to Naples with one little stop off in Florence. Purchase ticket at this little electronic booth here. I'm going to Firenze, which is Florence. 10:54, platform 2. It's already letting me know what platform, and then once I get there, I'll have about 20 to 25 minutes to book my ticket down to Naples. So you can either purchase tickets at the little booths here, as I did, or you could get in the slide, which I chose the machine. All right, it turns out that I don't need to get off the train when I get to Florence to purchase my Biglietti ticket express train, Italo, because this is the company that does the express, and they had not only the Trenitalia, which is the localized train, but they also had this, so I went ahead and booked both tickets here. 2 different machines. Nailed it. All right, it's arriving. The 10:54, arriving a few minutes before it departs. Time for everyone to load. This is not assigned seats. This means I just gotta fend for myself. The next section, or the next train, will be assigned seats. This one, just grab what I can grab. All right, I'm off. Little boats out there. I'm actually going parallel to another train here. Take a look at this. It's like train racing.
It'll be a long day on trains today. Alright, approaching the Florence station. Oh, it caught up. Pulling into the station. Train number 1, the shortest of the 2 trains of the day, almost completed.
All right, just check the board. $12.28 to Napoli. Platform 12. There it is. Bottom one there. Well, the bottom one with the number on that side. Platform 12, 12:28. All right, I'm on my way. All right, got to this platform, and now this one. Alstom NTV Italo. High-speed train.
Two from Trieste Centrale to Napoli Centrale. Il treno fermerà a. The train will stop in Roma Tiburtina, Roma Termini.
This is kind of a neat little cabin here. You got the club seat, window view. Then there's also a little bar here. Waters and coffees and cookies. This is actually a service card here. A lot of turbulence here. Well, not turbulence. I'm on a rail, but it's bouncing around a lot. But I had the option to get a couple sandwiches. I went with the ham sandwich. Also this little muffin right there. Very bouncy. So this is the ham sandwich. This thing is moving. All right, I've arrived in Rome. There's a 10-minute delay before the train departs again. Not too bad of a delay. And then heading on to the next spot. More people are exiting and reboarding, but I'm staying in my seat. And heading out. Okay, it went from a 10-minute delay to a 20-minute delay. It is now up to 25-minute delay. 10 to 20 to 25 at the Rome station, just sitting here on the train. Alright, ended up being a 35-minute delay, but I'm pulling out of the station now.
8902 from Trieste Centrale to Napoli Centrale. Il treno fermerà a. The train will stop in Napoli Centrale. Vi ricordiamo che a bordo è vietato fumare. Sigarette elettroniche incluse. Buon viaggio. Please be reminded that smoking is prohibited on Italy.
244 kilometers per hour.
arriving. 4:05, 35 minutes late. It's 14 degrees Celsius outside. 35 minutes late. Not too bad though. Not too bad, considering there were a lot of train strikes the last few days here in Italy. 35 minutes. I spent about 5 hours on a train today. About 5 hours in total. Check this out. After getting off the train, I have never seen a completely dedicated store to Barbie. I've seen Barbies in lots of stores, but never a store dedicated completely to Barbies. But this one is. You got all the signature collection over here. You got astronaut Barbie. You got surfing Ken right over here. You got the holiday 2025 Barbie. This is kind of neat. Yeah, I've seen lots of stores that have Barbies in them, but never at a train station. As soon as you get off the train, you are greeted with a Barbie store. And look, there's the Barbie Dream Home right over there. Yeah, not a lot of sunlight left. Look at all these taxis. There are. Wow, this is all taxis. Taxi overload. I'll have no trouble getting to my hotel. There are plenty of taxis. Plenty of taxis. Shave and a haircut. Driving. Okay, have arrived at my hotel. I must say, this place is crazy hectic. I mean, there are so many people driving on the streets. The hotel I'm at is kind of tucked away on the shoreline right here. But man, getting over here was really an experience. I did not expect Naples to be this busy. Definitely a lot more hectic and busy than Pisa, where I just was. A million times busier. Just checked in my room and I'm looking here at some of the famous celebrities that have stayed here over the duration of time. Check out Clark Gable right here. And right above, there's the man Alfred. There's Hitchcock would be proud. Right out front by that pillar. All right, now that I'm walking in, I opened the doors up and turned the lights on to give a little room tour. I'm kind of wondering which room Alfred Hitchcock stayed in, because this thing is nice. Take a look at the tub here. So you got the shower, you got the tub, you got the shower nozzle up here, this little piece of plexi. If I want to take a bath, I could take a bath. If I want to take a shower, I could take a shower. I got a telephone over here in case I want to make some calls while I'm going number 2. right over there in the shower, and then, well, in the commode, I mean. And then let me turn this way and show the rest of this room. Got my luggage all put away. Hear the traffic out down below. Got a kettle over here. You got some waters. You got some really big teacups. And then you got a couple chairs here. A little lanai outside. A massive, massive bed. I mean, that would be like, I don't even know what size you would consider that thing. Like twice the size width-wise of a queen. The television is tiny in comparison to the size of the TV, size of the bed. A chandelier, a desk, an end table. I believe that goes to another room. And let me go out onto the balcony here. Show the balcony. Oh, I hope that's fireworks. There's two balconies to this room. The one I'm standing on and that one. The other balconies are the next room over. Got some seagulls flying around. That looks like it looks to be a castle over there. You got a port of some sort. You got some sailboats. Very nice, very nice. This is nice. Seagulls are squawking. So my agenda this evening is to get a... Oh, man. I'll let you get a taxi and go over to the first ever pizza place. Is here in Naples. The very first pizza place ever in the history of the world, from what I'm hearing, is here. So I'm gonna get myself a pizza pie, or maybe a few slices. See how the night goes. Also, before heading over to that pizza place, decided to pop up to the roof terrace, which is only one floor above the room I'm on. I'm on the 6th floor. The 7th floor has a roof terrace, which is just really great. And I was able to catch it just at the end of sunset. I wouldn't call it proper sunset, but you're getting that hue of the sunset. You know, a little bit of the leftover sunset that's kind of off in the distance. Over across the waterway here, off in the distance, and the shorelines and the hills of Naples, Italy. Very beautiful from this hotel. I am really amazed how nice this hotel is right here on the corner portion of the city of Naples, right on the water, which is great. With the seagulls flying around and everything. Really beautiful. I'm gonna grab a taxi. The concierge at the front, the bellhop, said they could just order a taxi at any point. I want to take a taxi over and grab a slice of pie from the first pizza place ever, which is just mind-blowing to think about. So gonna do that shortly. I'm just enjoying the rooftop on the 7th floor and then back down to my room on the 6th floor. Overlooking the little terrace here. Little balcony. I had a whole restaurant upstairs on the 7th floor also, but I opted not to get anything up there because I'm going to that pizza place, first pizza place. I'm standing right here. Top of the balcony. This is actually a lot more mellower area of town than it was from the train station to here. In the taxi. All right. I'm gonna put my stuff away in the room and get going. So I looked up a little bit about Hitchcock and other people that stayed here, and evidently Orson Welles was seen in here a few times in the lobby meeting up with people. Yeah, Orson Welles. Citizen Kane, Touch of Evil. Isn't that freaking cool to think about? I couldn't find any photos of Orson here, but I did find that Hitchcock photo. There you go, that's very Medusa-esque. Right here at the intro to Hotel Excelsior. And this is the spot here where Alfred Hitchcock, the photo was taken of him. Kind of right here along the, next to the pillar where it says Excelsior. Like all those famous photos of people are all right here. He was probably hailing a cab, or maybe his driver was picking him up. Also, I was kind of, as I was reading his stay here, they filmed a couple episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents here in this area of Italy. So that's fun. Yeah, the Hitchcock photo right there. Hitchcock would be proud. This area over here is got a little construction fence, but there's a, looks to be a historic archway there. And I'll kind of pan around and show the historic hotel I'm staying at up there up towards the roof. Very beautiful. I will say it has mellowed out quite a bit since when the taxi driver dropped me off an hour or two ago. I've ordered an Uber now. I go over to the first pizza place ever. That is something else to think about. And while I'm waiting for my Uber, I'll just match that photo up. Alfred giving a little wave there. That spot. Also a photo of him and Henry Fonda in there, in the lobby hanging out. Yeah, Hollywood royalty. Stayed right here. A pretty good amount of history.
Svolta a destra su viaduct Nuova Marina. Quindi svolta a destra su viaduct Porta di Massa. A 300 metri svolta a destra su viaduct Porta di Massa.
Tra 200 metri prosegui dritto su via Cesare Rosarola. Prosegui dritto su via Cesare Rosarola.
All right, I decided to get out of the Uber. There was a lot of road closures, so we kept going a bunch of back roads and alleys and whatnot. And I figured it'd probably be quicker to just get out and walk. I was in the Uber for about 45 minutes. Really didn't go anywhere because of the road closures. Kind of went around in circles, more or less. So 45 minutes, decided to get out. I'm just gonna walk the remaining 15 minutes over to get some pizza. Probably should have just walked a few miles instead of doing the Uber, but traffic here and the roads, the way they're set up, the one-way roads and road closures are pretty wild. Pretty wild. Just taking a little stroll. I will say my first impression here is this is the most stressful of all the places I've been in Italy so far. I think this place is more hectic than Rome, even. All right, there's a lot of pizza places through this area. It's kind of thinned out a little bit. The one I'm looking for is called Antissa Pizzeria Port Alba, which should be, according to the directions I punched in my phone, right up here, perhaps, maybe? Right here. Here it is. So this is the historic place, 1738, according to what I was reading. I mean, it may be up for discretion. It might be up for, you know, interpretation and arguing, but it is said that this is the very first place that ever created a pizza. This place was established back in 1783, and not just here in Italy, but in all the world. I mean, it originated here, the Italian food and pizza, and it's not exactly like the pizza we have today. It was more basic. There was no pepperoni or ham or anything on it. It was more like oil and cheese and stuff, but yeah.
upstairs. I asked to use the restroom real quick. They said it's upstairs. Surprisingly, as slam packed as it is outside, there's like only a couple people in here. Yeah, this place is really tiny. They make the pizza right back in there, right in front of your eyes. I didn't see anything when I read the info that this was the place that had the first piece of pizza, but it dates back to 1738 and is the oldest in the city, so it would stand to reason. I asked the server what he thinks the specialty would be. He said traditional or more modern. I go traditional, and he recommended this one here, which kind of has like a variety of different things. It was kind of like a margarita style pizza. I noticed too when I came in that the box they have out front, they have a recreation of the original box before they became an actual sit-down restaurant that they would serve on the street underneath the archway. Still out there, I'll show that. But this is the pie I got right here. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty much like a thin, very thin crust. Tomato sauce is good. Look at all that goodness in the middle there. It's so interesting that it must be a thing here in Italy. If they don't cut the pizza, you got to take a regular knife and cut it yourself. Well, just a standard knife, not even a sharp one.
All right, there is the postcard that I ended up getting from inside. And there's the restaurant, dating back all the way back to 1738, Port Alba Ristorante. And they no longer have the exact same box out front, but they do have, they have that box there, but they do have another version of the quick service to go box, to go stuff if you wanted to grab something out of there. But highly recommend eating inside. The place was awesome, very, very good, dating back to the early 1700s. If not the first pizza ever, definitely one of the first places that had the first pizza. Right here underneath this historic archway. That's how you know where to find it, right underneath the archway. And again, I'm shocked that as busy it was getting down here. There was hardly anybody in there, only a few people. And I kind of learned from my mistake originally trying to get over to the pizza place. Not going to get in a car now. I'm just going to walk 20-25 minutes back to the hotel, which is about half the time that I was in the original taxi and went pretty much nowhere. So I'm just going to walk it. don't know what kind of city I've stepped into. This place is hectic, man. Hectic. Non-stop. They do have a lot of Christmas lights up. Very, very festive. There are Christmas lights and decorations everywhere. On every corner, Christmas trees, lights, garland, festive holiday cheer all through here. Just didn't really know what to expect till I got here. Didn't realize the hustle and bustle of this place. And all the scooters too. Look at these scooters. They just like wedge themselves between the cars. This place is a madhouse. Wow. Yeah, again, I didn't know what impression I had crowd-wise what Naples would be, but I was thinking it would be a little more low-key than this. This is like Times Square, London, Piccadilly Circus. Actually, it makes Piccadilly Circus look like a rural area, like empty. The best way to describe this, it's almost as if an entire arena emptied out into the streets. But I don't know if there was an event or if people are just down here on a casual Saturday night. That's the best way to describe it, like a 50 or 60,000 person arena emptied out. But I don't think there was an event. Uh-oh, something's going on up here. Oh, somebody's pickpocketing. Somebody. Gotta clutch onto your stuff pretty good. They got a pickpocketer. One thing I have noticed about Italy, anytime there's crowds, there are pickpocketers. Everyone trying to bump up against you, looking where your wallet might be. That's why I brought my over-the-shoulder fanny pack, and I also have a hoodie over the top of it zipped up. The only thing that's exposed is the camera that I'm holding at the moment. Which, if that gets lost, I can buy another one. But wallet, stuff like that. So definitely don't want that stuff grabbed. That is like shielded against my chest in a bag, and then a hoodie over the top of it. And my left arm is clenching it against my torso. I think they got that guy though. All right, moving on.
No, it's very nice.
don't really know what's going on, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not pickpocketers. Or maybe there's another altercation developing around it. I don't know what's going on. Alright, that was entertaining. I think I'm going to leave. Starting to get a little heated over there. Alright, moving on. Farther into the thick of the crowd. Trying to find some gelato out here. Under the Christmas lights. Alright, here's a gelato place. Il Gelato, Manila, established 1969. Get some gelato. Alright, these are the flavors. You got Caprese in the back, coconut right here. You got some traditional vanilla. You got some mango sorbet in the back. Alright, I went with pistachio and vanilla. Il Gelato from Manila, established 1969. There you go. And down below, ooh, there goes a bunch of birds up there. Or maybe it's bats. But there's some sort of like a little fair of some sort that no one is at. There's a bazillion people out in other areas, but down here, hardly anyone is at this little carnival thing below the ledge down there. It's like a hidden little carnival right down below. There's like no one down there. The street I was just on had 8 billion people. All right, I'm almost back over to my hotel. The crowds have thinned out a little bit, but the parking situation is just, there's no parking. People are parking here and walking like a mile over to that major busy thoroughfare. This area here is just, they're just cramming cars in here. I don't even know where you'd even park to come down. I gotta be honest, I don't know why everyone's just heading downtown. I mean, there must be something going on. Or maybe it's like this every night on the weekends. Almost back to my hotel, which is kind of in a, I don't want to say secluded, but in a corner spot of the city, right on the corner of the water, right on the, I don't know if it's the ocean, but it's the waterfront. It's actually right around the corner. All right, I'm back in front of my hotel. That's going to do it for today. Looking over here at the construction zone and this really cool looking historic archway of some sort. Right here on the water, right here on the bay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog. Naples is pretty wild. The vlog is over.